2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Belmont or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Look who's back.
Welcome back, Luttsy.
Look what the cat dragged
in the house.
Someone's changed my headphone. I mean,
Paddy
Oh,
Carrigan
you
did
can blame
that.
Pat Carrigan.
That's
it's
Paddy
just, there's a
Carrigan.
level of professionalism, you know.
It's Paddy Carrigan,
I've
though.
been to the Hong Kong, to the Orient. I mean, it's, different level over there. I come back and then,
Don't blame us. It was
you
Pat
know,
Carrigan.
I'm sorry if I've come back with Orient attitude, but
You don't like these
They're
ones?
not even mine
They're
either.
who's moved them around?
This is the most
Fair
I've ever
dinkum.
seen you say when you walk in the morning. This is
know,
quite
right?
remarkable.
Bloody-
You're seeing
ridiculous.
David hot. Every now and then, Luttsy
I found
will
it.
lose
Come
his
on, relax.
stuff. He just will lose it. And you won't see it coming. And you'll go, ooh.
Oh, that's exciting for me.
One of my favourite ones.
Irish socks used to say I wear.
One of my favourite ones was we'd all been away on Christmas holidays for like 6 weeks, and we came back for a planning day.
Yeah.
And Luttsy's walked in, and they brought us Guzman Gomez for lunch. Except
Yeah.
Lutsy's
Uh-oh.
Lutsy's burrito bowl had beans on it,
Oh,
and Luttsy doesn't
Exactly,
like
thank you.
beans on his burrito bowl.
No, I do not.
you're like Teddy, my son.
I'll
He
tell you.
won't eat the beans.
No, they're disgusting.
And it was a blow up like I've
Good on
never
you, Teddy.
seen.
Oh, I love that.
He went off his nut.
I went off
You
my
know, Mitch?
nut.
I was there,
Yeah.
and I think for the first 2 minutes we thought it was a bit
Yeah.
that was building, and then because we hadn't taken it
wasn't-
seriously,
wasn't- yeah.
Luttsy had to double down on his anger.
Yeah.
So
So
in
d-
hindsight, remind us, no, I was actually being serious.
So are you funny angry? He's funny angry.
There was
wasn't
nothing
that
funny
funny, but-
about it.
yeah.
It was pretty serious. I
think 'cause it was-
I don't remember it specifically, but I'm not going to deny it because that's how I would react.
You've got to remember that, though. It was in that front office room there.
Yeah.
That was one of your all-time blow-ups.
I don't really remember, but I remember the telling of it. You know what I mean?
It's like those kids, when they get so angry, they pass out.
Oh, shit,
Kids
get off,
do
I got to
that.
take a breath.
Yeah, that was me last night. I went out to check on my baby bird. Actually, I went for a walk because I was in a really bad mood. And then I saw my baby bird that I'd rescued the night before had been kicked out by its parents again. It was dead, covered in ants. And I did my nut in the street. I just lost it.
What, on your knees, like,
Why, God,
What was it,
why?
Apocalypse Now?
No
In the
rain,
more.
in the rain.
No, I was
What's that?
eyeballing every other minor bird going, you're going down, you're going down. I was ready to grab a handful of rocks and just start. I felt really
Retribution.
violent. I
you-
felt violent.
Was that another minor bird? that
It
killed
was a minor bird. I probably shouldn't have saved it in the first place.
No,
They're
but
little
did another
arseholes,
one,
those birds.
another minor bird killed it, you reckon?
I think its mother did.
Ah.
And I actually saw it in the tree. I was like, I'm going to punch you in the throat. I was so angry.
What's the current policy on punching birds in the throat? Is that allowed or is that
I don't know.
socially?
I just,
Just don't get caught.
it should be a phoner.
13, 24. Can you punch
Can
a
you
minor
punch
bird
a
in the
minor bird
throat?
in the throat? Oh, that poor baby.
Dead. Anyway.
Anyway.
going on, isn't it?
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Talking again before the end of the hour to our mate Jeff from Higgins Storm Chasers. Had him on earlier in the week. We'll catch up about the latest.
I'm looking forward to seeing what the latest tracking is suggesting as far as where it's going to cross. Although it appears that, and Jeff will be able to explain more, but the crossing is one thing. So obviously there'll be one place that gets specifically hit, but that from wherever it hits, the area to the south is also going to cop like a huge lashing as well. Winds, destructive rains. Obviously there's a high tide which hits at midnight tomorrow night.
See, now that's rather untimely.
And if that coincides with the cyclone crossing, that could cause mass erosion.
Because what have we
particularly
got
on our
here? The
beaches.
time that they're expecting it to hit, I'm just looking on the monitor now. Are they saying 4 p.m.?
That's what it would look like.
It's what, Thursday? What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 4 p.m. tomorrow.
Is when
4
it's
p.m.
getting close
tomorrow.
to the coast.
It looks like when it's going to get,
And that's
like, kick off.
looks like, is that right off Brisbane? That's the eye of it.
Redcliffe. Looks like Redcliffe is in the sharp trajectory, which means the Sunshine Coast gets off a little lighter. But yeah, for me, the concern is the big tide alongside the big swell alongside with a lot of rain.
Like flooding.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like that'd be the massive concern, isn't it? Flooding.
The flooding,
Not just
like
the coast, in
400
Brisbane.
mil of rain. They're tipping up to 600 mil in a really short space of time. We spoke to the Lord Mayor yesterday about the dam situation and whether they're going to release the water before or they're going to wait until the rain starts. But hopefully they've got that covered. 155 kilometre-hour winds likely, may increase just enough to reach a Category 3.
Why, is it up to 155 now? It was 120 yesterday?
I'm just reading straight off Higgins Storm Chaser here. This is what they're saying now.
Because we're talking to Jeff from Storm Chasers soon, aren't we?
It's currently a Category 2, but some intensification is possible right up until landfall.
There's certainly a degree of inevitability about it now, isn't there? Like the sport thing, I think when it rocks home, they've made the call in NRL and AFL. Some blow-ups there, by the way. Interesting blow-ups too. I see Nick Arima's partner saying, well, it's well done, NRL, taking my husband away. I think, is she pregnant? Or
I think she said she's pregnant and she's got they've got another child at home.
Yes.
And she's saying, this is just for a game of football. She
taking
blew
the husband
up.
away.
I know. Ash was saying it this morning, quoting her, and I'm like, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the important thing is and I think this could happen, is that Dolphins players, specifically in that case, will have be given the choice of not going. I reckon there'll be some players that won't play in that game. That will stay home with their partners.
Or wouldn't they just bring all their families with them?
Yeah, maybe that's the other option, I guess. Yeah. That's another
Sydney as well.
There's no flights. I think flights already started shutting down.
They'll have to at some stage.
Yeah. Well, I think they already have. I only came in last night from Hong Kong, and the Uber driver said there's already flights have been cancelled out of Brisbane because the airport won't be. If this is going to happen, nothing will be taken off.
Yeah.
No, and especially if there's going to be big puddles too all over the weekend.
Village Roadshow have shut their parks from today. I think from today through until Friday.
What's to go with schools?
Well, the Premier had made a comment about that they're going to stay open, but sort of keep your ears.
Yeah, I got an email from my kids' high school and primary school at about 4 and 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon saying, hey, look, tomorrow we're remaining open, but we're going to be monitoring it. So it's a day-by-day situation, which my kids are absolutely spewing about.
I'm going to text. I know, my kids are wishing on a Cat 5 because they want to be wiped out for a week so they get to stay at home. And they think they're going to be on their gadgets. But I'm like, if it gets any worse, kids, there won't be any power and there won't be any Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Well, have you done any planning around that? Like if
Jeremy,
without the power, I'm in a building. I don't know whether our if our power goes out there, I don't know whether our generator that is in the building has enough power to power. I don't know
how that works.
My mum's got a generator, and we've got a few battery packs for gadgets, like for phones and things, and a few torches. We found some old torches. We've got that, and then apparently you meant to have. I mean, I don't think it's going to be that bad, but I can't. We don't know.
The way they're talking, though, is
I know.
there's inevitability around this being Armageddon.
And by the way,
the floods that we had, it's fair to be really vigilant.
Yeah.
They have to tell us what the worst case scenario is because they've got to give us as much chance as possible to prepare for it. Yeah.
And I don't have gas. Do you have gas cooking? We wouldn't be able to. Yeah, we don't. We've got we can't cook.
Oh, right.
We can't because we've got an electric hob. So we're like, oh, gosh. So we opened one of our engagement presents from 2008.
What is it?
Which was a little like camper cooking thing.
Well, that's not bad. Not a bad
idea. We finally
idea.
opened it. That was like 20.
Shout out to the people that gave it to
Yeah, thanks, Leah and Adam. We really love your present. It will come in handy for one night only.
They haven't even regifted it. That's how pathetic they thought your present was.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Let's talk to Jeff Higgins from Storm Chasers.
Let's get straight
into it. As we're counting down to Cyclone Alf. Good morning, Jeff. What's the latest, mate? Where is Cyclone Alf at the moment and how's the tracking?
Morning, guys. Well, it's sort of like the calm before the storm at the moment out here. Just looking out, and there's not a ripple on our dam out here at Warwick, so it's certainly got an eerie feel to it.
Right.
But it's at the moment is about 450 kilometres east of the Gold Coast, or Brisbane Gold Coast, and he is moving towards the west quite steadily now. So he's coming in towards the coast.
And at the moment, looking at the map, it's looking like it's going to hit around the Redcliffe area. Is that, like, how locked in is that trajectory now?
It's highly confident, guys, and this is a real tricky bit and it gets hard to explain to people, but I can. Every time the data updates, we're looking for any changes. So this updates every 6 hours, and there's a lot of it around the clock. So we're all looking for small changes in wobbles of movement as to where it's projected to cross the coast. At this stage, yes, between the Brisbane and the Gold Coast is where, let's say, around 80% of the data suggests that that's where it's going to cross.
Right.
We will get slight movement in that right up until landfall. The data and the models will do the absolute best that they can, but obviously they're not pinpoint.
So
not dead on.
Wherever it crosses, Jeff,
Yep.
And say that the tracking is right and it does cross between Brisbane and the Gold Coast, is it accurate to say that south of that area is going to cop the worst of it, and that
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yep,
explain
absolutely. Now, I will. Now we need to keep in mind we need to keep the Sunshine Coast in the warning in case the data's slightly out. Okay, so just for Sunshine Coast people, please stay fully prepared and on alert in case it does hit you directly as well. So just need to get down the road.
Yep.
So then from Brisbane south to the Gold Coast down to Yamba, because that location at the moment currently is where it's forecast to be on the southern side or the centre on the southern side, that is where the strongest impacts are felt because it's the highest pressure gradients of the system. At the moment, likely to cross between, let's say, this is on the data spread, anywhere from, say, 3 p.m. Thursday afternoon to 8 a.m. Friday morning. We'll pick a midpoint. It's going to cross the coast Thursday night.
Well, if you take the midpoint of that, let's call that roughly midnight. That's when the high tide is due.
Did you have to say that? Yes, I know. That's true, and that's a huge concern for, say, Gold Coast, any foreshore, from Brisbane, Moreton Bay even, Gold Coast especially, and all that sort of stuff. There's going to be a lot of water pushed in from this system, much, much higher tides than normal, so it'll flood some foreshore areas. And, of course, it's at night. It's not ideal with these things likely crossing at night because right in the most intense part of the storm and the cyclone, it's dark. You can't see anything. Bits and pieces flying around, tapping on your house, trees coming down potentially, that sort of stuff. So
can you tell us the things we really shouldn't do when it hits? Like, what are the things you shouldn't do? Like, you shouldn't run out to the street and get in your car and drive. Like, what do you do and what shouldn't you do?
Yep. Okay. So importantly, there's a lot of focus, obviously, on the centre of the system where it's crossing. I did a post last night. I said, please don't focus on that because the warning area is broad and it's much earlier than that. So from tomorrow, Thursday, the weather will progressively get worse tomorrow.
So try and stay off the roads?
Yep. So I would have all preparations, all your little nicks and knacks and food shopping done tomorrow, today, sorry. By the close of business today, you need to be fully prepared. And I would avoid travel and being out and around from tomorrow, especially Thursday night, Friday morning. That's the first one. So, don't be out and about. Avoid travel. Stay home.
Yeah, stay home. Come on. Hey, Jeff, will there be an eye of this cyclone, where you get hit, then it goes still for a while, and then the back half of it hits you?
Technically, yes. Not so much as a clear defined eye like in a much bigger cyclone, but there will be a real surge on that western and southern side, so around the wrap as it comes in. And then once it crosses, it'll weaken a bit, but there will be a bit of a calm area, as you would call it, in sort of that middle part. But again, I wouldn't be too complacent. It's going to get pretty wild and hectic. Now, I want to mention something. We are personally receiving a huge influx of concerned messages from elderly people. Mm-hmm. This was only raised to me last night by our team at Higgins Storm Chasing. They are scared. I'm going to put it straight out there. So if family members and friends and loved ones of elderly people, could you please reach out to them today and just make sure that they are okay, talk to them, make sure that they've got what they need, and just tell them to stay at home for the next 2 or 3 days, please. That would be great.
And maybe drag in some of their outdoor furniture and pots and plants. Yeah?
Yeah, give them something to do. Yeah. Go out, put your favourite pot plant inside.
Yes.
But have your shopping done today. We don't want the elderly out tomorrow and Friday. And then stay home and keep all the windows and doors shut. Now, there's a myth I want to bust here. A lot of people are saying, open your windows on the downwind side. Okay, that's a myth. It needs to be stopped and advised again. You should have all of your windows and doors closed.
Right.
The whole time.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, thanks for your coverage, Jeff. You've been great, mate. We'll stay in touch with you. Who knows? Probably get you on tomorrow morning if we can too, and get the very latest as well.
Yeah, sounds good. I just want to mention the rain. Friday and Saturday on southeast coast or in southeast Queensland is going to be pretty nasty with a lot of. After the system crosses, it pulls in a lot of moisture from the ocean. So you got your initial hit, then the moisture gets pulled in. So a lot of heavy rain and flooding on Friday into Saturday.
Okay.
There's no golf.
And then I think
no golf
Sunday
this weekend, Jeff.
Should be starting to be getting good by Sunday.
All right, mate. No worries. Thank you, Jeff. We'll talk tomorrow.
Okay,
Thanks,
guys.
Jeff.
No worries.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Even the surf at Noosa is going off at the moment. I've seen some footage.
Of all places, yeah.
There's like perfect surf at the moment off the points.
I've never seen anything like it on the Gold Coast. I've never seen the power of that. Like it looks like it looks like Hawaii.
Yeah.
And it's like it's like Rainbow Bay. It's coming right around those points, it looks like, past Greenmount all the way to Kirra, like huge, big, long rides.
It's all-time surf.
Will was saying one of the kids at his school got intentionally suspended this week so we could go and surf down on the Gold Coast. So
yeah, I believe it.
Well,
this is what's going on.
Did you see Fanning? Mick Fanning?
Yeah, he got cut.
Yeah. So what was that? Did he bust up a board or did he just face plant?
It looks like it's hard to tell because what do you believe when what you see? But it looks like if he was on a wave and fell off in a barrel and must have hit his head on the surfboard.
Unless he headbutt a shark.
Well, he might have, but yeah, that was like. But but when they're showing that vision, it looks more like, you know what I mean? Like it's not off the point of. It looks like they're coming right through. It's like that's a family beach. It's Rainbow Bay.
Yeah, it's normally still water almost, isn't it?
Still, that's where you go take your kids.
You can surf the end of the Mooloolah River at the moment. That's just a bar crossing. That's where they're getting the best swell because boats aren't going anywhere. So that's where all the surfers have. But hooked up.
And it looks like this. I was saying to you, when was I saying to you? I think it was off air, saying it's, I don't know who all these surfers are, but these perfect 10-barrel waves, like you just don't see that. Who are these
rides
dudes?
of a lifetime? Well, they're just average punters that have got the absolute best conditions that we've seen.
I just checked. I was there that day. It was 96 when Shane Beshan scored 3 perfect 10 rides in a WSL event at Kirra, which was unprecedented. He got 3 perfect 10s, like 3 perfect barrel rides. But if you look at your Instagram over the last 2 or 3 days, I've just been swamped with every dude getting these. And we were joking about how Mick Fanning did like the
Namaste.
the pray Namaste. But if you watch closely, there's been 2. Everyone's doing that. Yeah. It's almost like it's a cathartic kind of religious experience people are going through. And the second thing, I've been just because everyone's posting because I know they can get some numbers on posting these things. You try and find a surfing video of someone getting a wave on the Gold Coast at the moment without someone using the F word. It's just every single video is like, man, that's filth, and you wait for it, effing sick. Every single one.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
The Noosa Eat and Drink Festival. 4 days of flavour, fun and pure Noosa magic. May 29 to June 1. Book at noosaeatdrink.com.au.
Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne's Tastings on Hastings.
This is one of the greatest things we've given away in a while. 4-night stay, the Noosa RACV.
Yeah, go through it. It's unbelievable. It's $5,000 prize, this one.
And 3 of us in the room have stayed there. It's a great joint to stay. Where you it feels like you're right in the middle of the bush, but you're about 5 minutes away from Hastings.
It's got an unreal...
It's a great spot.
Unreal pool area too. The kids absolutely love it. It's fantastic.
2 tickets to the official opening party. That's on the Friday night. Then on the Saturday and the Sunday, you're getting 2 tickets to the Festival Village with the Shandon Lounge sessions. And then 2 tickets to the Head of Noosa dinner on the Thursday night, as well as a $200 petrol voucher just to get you there. So something for each of the 4 nights that you will be staying. But you have to get into the major prize draw, which is happening on Friday. George, you're next up this morning, mate. Good morning.
Yeah, hi, how you going? I'm a girl.
Georgie.
George, we
Sorry.
just came out with George.
Last time I checked, I was a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just check again for us, will you?
Yeah, no, definitely a girl.
I can't even blame the producers for that. I just took a glance. Apologies.
Ashley, though.
And are you
All good.
familiar with the way this has been working this week, Georgie?
Yeah, sort of. Yep.
So we're going to run through one of the great offerings up at the Eat and Drink Festival. I think Luttsy, you're ducking into the restaurant today.
Yeah, I am ducking in. Is there a sound effect for that? Or?
Yeah, there is indeed. You're going to duck in. Go through some of the flavours. And, Georgie, if you can identify something that doesn't belong in the dish correctly, you go into the major prize draw.
So what they've cooked up for us this morning is the Greek lamb shoulder at Bistro C. What
I
about
love
Bistro C?
Bistro
It's
C.
fantastic.
That
Yeah.
sounds good.
I mean,
What is it, a lamb shoulder?
Yeah, a Greek lamb shoulder. So I guess Greek lamb shoulder is the key. You want to sound Greek.
Lean into the
Yeah.
Greekness.
So here's the ingredients. One of them should stand out as being incorrect. Georgie, first of all, we've got the smoked feta scordalia. Didn't he play for Balmain? The oregano potato. The salsa verde. The pickled shallot. The kale crisp. And lemon. So you've got the old feta scordalia, the oregano potato, the salsa verde, the pickled shallot, the kale and the kale crisp and the lemon. So which one of those you reckon?
That's a tough one, I reckon.
Do you reckon it's one of those that
it
stood
is.
out?
Oh, Verde.
God, I'm half Aussie, half Mauritian. I do curries, not this, but
Yeah, what one doesn't sound Greek to you out of those ones? Yeah, there's,
I think it's the second one.
the salsa one, you say, or which one, or the oregano?
Oh,
Which one?
they are. I reckon.
Which one?
The second one you mentioned.
Was that
Can
just?
you
I need
say it?
clarification whether that was oregano or salsa.
The salsa.
Okay, you're going to lock in the salsa verde. Well, congratulations, you're in the draw for Friday's major prize.
You jagged
Awesome.
it.
That does
Thank
not
you.
belong.
Georgie.
What is the salsa verde?
Mate, look at me. I haven't cooked since the mid-90s.
It's like pureed coriander with like lemon and something. I
It's
love it.
Mexican.
It's delicious.
It's Mexican, it's not Greek.
Or is it Spanish?
Peter Basaltis has never eaten it, I can tell you that.
No,
Kind of
he
the
wouldn't.
same
No,
thing, aren't they?
He wouldn't go near
have it.
that.
He'd throw that back in your face. He'd smash it with the plate.
He did set
Yeah.
over
He'd
your
throw
head.
it on the floor.
We were dropping hints like lead balloons during that one.
We did our bit.
Yeah, we did our
Yeah,
bit.
Georgie got there eventually.
I was worried she was going to say the potato.
Right, so you're in the major.
No.
You're in the draw for Friday's major prize,
Awesome.
which is
I'm looking forward to it.
which is huge, over $5,000.
Friday's a big day because we'll be announcing this, and then I've got a big secret coming out as well.
Oh, yeah, you've been. And the cyclone will be on too.
Oh, it's all happening.
All happening.
It's a big Friday.
That's a jam-packed show.
The Noosa Eat and Drink Festival, 4 days of flavour, fun and pure Noosa magic, May 29 to June 1st. Book at noosaeatdrink.com.au.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Belmont or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
Right, as you know, I spend a bit of time on the gram and I tend to get a little bit bogged down in the comment section. Bit good, bit bad.
You really do. You dig deep.
A lot of the times it's very funny though. Like,
As long as it's getting, putting you in a positive space, because people write a lot of trash.
yeah, they
I
do
find,
write a lot
you
of
know.
trash, but sometimes
What do you hope to get out of it?
jokes
Really?
usually.
As long as it's,
Yeah, I convert all of my life's pain into jokes.
Okay.
That's how I cope.
Healing through humour.
Yes, exactly, Ashley. That is what I do. But it's not just me. Everyone's on the pointy end of trolling online, which is why
It's true.
I am going to talk about Disney Snow White, which has just come out, and the comment section blew up.
Want some theme music?
I
Yes,
would
please.
love some things.
Trolling on Insta.
Nikki's favourite trolls of the week.
Trolls of the week. That's
Oh, right.
right. I'm digging deep, not just into my comment section, but comment sections that really light up and tickle my fancy.
Oh, right. So it's just specific things that have happened during the week.
Yeah, so-
Like a top five?
Did Snow White drop?
Snow White's trailer has dropped, and
It's out in 2 weeks.
Who's playing Snow White? Or is it a cartoon?
Rachel
Zayla.
Zayla, is that
Yeah,
how you
I
pronounce
think so.
it?
Yeah.
Mitch, show me a picture,
Is
please.
Okay,
but is it
I'll pull it up.
animated? Or is
No.
It, oh,
Well,
no.
no,
Oh.
she's real,
Yep.
Yeah.
but the 7 dwarves are not. They are CGI. They are
Peter
animated.
Dinklage would be spewing.
I know, think
like
about
he
all the
absolutely
dwarves.
would have got that role. Oh, she looks, I could see her being Snow White.
And I think across the board, people are
Oh,
like,
her, yeah,
what
yeah,
the
yeah.
hell? We've got so many dwarf actors out there.
I don't even know
This
if-
would be their
Well,
moment.
Peter Dinklage would be the head one. Oh, who's the head dwarf?
He'd be grumpy, wouldn't he?
Well,
No, he'd be
whoever the
he'd
one
be
in charge
the main
is.
one. Yeah, he'd be like he's like the Rudolph of, and now I'm
Yes.
calling dwarves.
No,
Reindeer.
dwarf.
No, well,
I
we're
don't know.
dancing with you. He'd be at the top of the
It's
sled.
dwarves are what we call them, by the way. I know.
Yeah,
it's just-
dwarves.
Yes.
Dwarves.
That's okay. I mean,
That's
I
the okay term. And the thing is, it's some sort of weird inverted political correctness here. Like they're trying to be politically correct by using CGI when really they've put 7 really good actors out of work,
And
out
there's-
of their role of a lifetime.
And there's actually, that's the thing, like there's dwarf actors, like there's some in Brisbane. They're expensive. We tried to hire them once for that midget jousting we did.
Yeah.
Well, Peter Dinklage, didn't he win an Oscar or something? He was so
Oh, he won
good.
a ton of Emmys through Game of Thrones.
Yes,
Yeah,
he's
superstar.
amazing. But anyway, let's go straight to the comments section. Here are some of my favourite ones. If I saw this movie on a plane, I'd still walk out. This trailer made me want to sit on the TV and look at the couch. I paid nothing to watch this trailer, but I already want my money back.
What is it that bad?
I know, but it's funny.
No, I'm saying, is it that bad, the film? That sounds horrible.
I think people are actually outraged that
Yeah.
they're not real actors.
Oh, right, so it's more that.
Yeah.
And I think the lead actress, she tried to put a modern spin on how they're retwisting the old tale and modernising it and taking the sort of love story out of it and the damsel in distress, and it just sort of set people off. Like,
I'm rooting for the poison apple.
Oh, wow.
This movie should come with a disclaimer. No dwarves were harmed, but your childhood might be. I haven't seen something self-implode this hard since the Titan submarine. Oh, that's dark.
Oh, that's dark.
come on, guys.
Oh,
It's dark,
but this is where people go, right? Snow White and the 7 CGI abominations.
Is it that obvious? Like,
Oh,
or
yeah.
people just-
I was
What do you
watching
mean?
the
Are
trailer.
people that passionate
Look,
about seeing
I'll pull up the
dwarf
trailer
actors
while you
in
go
the
through it.
flesh?
Yeah.
Look,
With the exception of Peter Dinklage, I can't think of one other.
No, about Peter fella. Well, we got Gaff, but he does a bit.
Well, they could have got the
he did a
gaff.
little bit of
They
acting.
definitely
these
could have
days.
got the
He's doing
gaff.
mostly real estate
Yeah.
these days, though.
But the trailer, I was watching the trailer and I was hooked. I saw it in the cinema. I saw the trailer and I was
Yeah.
like, this looks great. And it was Rachel, and then it was, what's the tits? Gal Gadot. 'cause
As the
she's-
evil queen.
She's the evil
Gal
queen.
Gadot's the evil queen.
Yeah, Wonder Woman. And it's
What?
It had me. And then all of a sudden, enter the dwarves. And it's like,
Oh, they're clearly
It's
fake.
Shrek.
Yeah, it
all
does
of a
look
sudden.
ridiculous.
They got like the big noses and stuff.
they've just gone and ruined it. Like,
But
I mean,
then
I'm not angry at it though. I'm not looking at that going, I want to get straight online and start trolling.
that's
you know what
because
I'm
you
saying?
have a job. And
That's true.
you have a job. And
Are you suggesting if you watched it, Luttsy, and you didn't enjoy it, you just put it down and get on with your day?
I would, yeah. I would.
like most humans.
Yes.
But
Okay.
the internet is not, it's filled with people that usually don't have jobs and they're laying it out online. So anyway,
And they're
making
gonna
the dwarves look like PS1 Hagrid was a bold choice. Anyway, coming to cinemas soon. If you want to check it out.
Oh yeah, check it out.
book your tickets now.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
I'm smarter than. I'm smarter than who?
The Brighton Answer deal is here, with one lucky person winning $100,000 off the price of their new home every month. Drop into your nearest Brighton display home today.
Oh, what a delightful description
What do
they
you got,
put up
buddy?
for Lisa out of South Brisbane.
What is
It says Lisa, perky, very fun. That's not bad. It's a pretty good
Perky?
way to describe someone.
Perky.
I'll take it.
Hell yeah. What are you doing? What's going on?
What am I doing?
Yeah, you on your way to work?
Yeah, you.
Yes, my perky self. I'm on the way to work. Hopefully, I'm on the way to win 1,700
Oh, there you go.
backers.
That's a
Come
segue
on.
and a half, isn't it?
I know the cyclone's coming and there's there's just like an ominous feeling around, as it all starts to build. But if you could start your cyclone with $1,700, that's pretty good.
Have you been having a crack at this for a while, Lisa?
Yes, I've been trying for 10 years to get through.
10 years?
Wow.
10 years, yes.
God,
Come on, I want you to win then. Like,
Oh, thanks, so do I.
it'd be a good time to give away this $1,700 right on the eve of the cyclone. Someone's been trying 10 years. Did you have a special feeling this morning, like as it rang? Like, today's going to be the day? Anything like that?
I'm feeling calm. I'm feeling ready. Watch out, Nikki.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Good luck.
But it says that you work in air conditioning. Does that mean you actually just work in an air-conditioned office or you work in the air conditioning business?
Air conditioning industry. So I just boss people around the workshop.
Right. So I don't know why I asked that now.
It was a fair question, though.
Yeah, because I work in air conditioning.
All right, let's go, Lisa. $1,700, 10 years of waiting. Let's hope it all pays off as I pre-read the questions. Here we go. 30 seconds on the clock and your time starts now. In the NATO phonetic alphabet, what word represents the letter K?
Kilo.
Which Jenner sister is Timothy Chalamet currently dating?
Kylie.
What is the main ingredient in hummus?
Chickpeas.
What is the name of King Arthur's sword?
Oh, don't know.
Spell asthma.
ASTHMA.
Stop the clock.
Oh,
You're going to be very hard.
Player.
HMA.
You're going to be very hard to beat. She's going to get Excalibur, but
I know. What a bummer.
so I mean, but the only way she wins is going 5 from 5 here. I think I don't even know the answers, but I think you're very strong.
Yeah, you've
Fingers crossed.
posted a competitive score.
You've got
question four is going to be critical.
One finger in the pie already. I'm going to regret I've said that.
How long? Let's
Take
forget that he
something.
said that disgusting comment there. And,
Why have you got a finger in a pie? We'll just tell your mum we ate it.
What sort of pie is it?
It doesn't matter.
how long?
Don't, Lisa,
Three
don't.
seconds.
3 seconds.
3 seconds remaining.
3 seconds. And that's the other thing. On that question 4, whichever one, you chewed up the clock a bit there too. So anyway,
Yeah.
let's stop speculating. Let's find out. Bring in the gimp. This is...
Bring in the gear.
This is
Bring in the gear. Bring in the gear. Yeah.
You ready, Nikki?
Oh, yes.
Let's go. 30
Okay.
seconds on the clock. Your time starts now. In the NATO phonetic alphabet, what word represents the letter K?
Kato.
Which Jenner sister is Timothy Chalamet currently dating?
That's Kylie.
What is the main ingredient in hummus?
Chickpeas.
What was the name of King Arthur's sword?
Schlong.
Spell asthma.
ASTHMA.
Stop the clock. Double two go.
I think so.
I was wrong. I thought you'd get that one right.
Right, his sword.
Yeah.
Oh, I've forgotten what his bloody sword's called.
I had you getting that right.
You've all got different names for your swords, and I can't keep up. Am I right? Who am I talking to? Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa.
Lisa's on board.
Perky Lisa.
Perky Lisa.
Yeah,
What?
thank you, Lisa.
That's not. They're not offending you. Oh no, it says Perky. Very fun. Okay, there we go.
No, she's perky.
She's Perky.
And very fun. We're going to start
tell
from
you
the
what, I'll be
bottom and
taking
work
a
up
minute.
today.
Oh, from
All right.
from the arse up. Okay.
Yep, we're going else up. Spell asthma. ASTHMA. You both got that.
Oh, they always chuck an H in all these medical conditions, like diarrhea.
Why do they do that?
I can't-
Is there an H in diarrhea?
Was there a better example?
I'm
There's
pretty
probably a couple.
Yeah, I think there's an H in diarrhea. Is there an H?
Can we check that?
Yeah.
Can we check and see if there's an H in diarrhea, please?
There is
I
an
think there might
H.
have been 2 H's.
2 H's in diarrhea.
The double H, there can't be a double H. They can't hide 2 H's.
One at the start and one at the end.
Really? Can we get confirmation on that, please?
Diarrhea.
Can we get confirmation on that,
Diarrhea
please?
is DIARRHEA.
Ah, so 2 R's. That's where we got caught
Someone's-
up.
Oh, I should have made that the question.
2 R's.
Oh, yeah, good thing it wasn't.
2 R's in diarrhea.
Why are we focusing on that? By
Yeah,
the
let's
way?
move on.
It's,
I don't know.
it's,
You said from the
it's
arse
one
up
all.
and
It's
there we
one
are.
all.
Okay.
What was the name of King Arthur's sword?
Come on.
Nikki, you said
Got it, yeah?
Shalong.
I've forgotten.
Lisa, I don't remember what you said.
I said, don't know.
You said don't know. Excalibur.
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 It's a shitty casino in Vegas.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Off the strip.
No, it's on the strip. It's just,
down the
It's
other
a
end.
strip club.
it's just dodgy. No,
What is the main ingredient in hummus?
Casino.
You both said chickpeas. Chickpeas is correct. It's 2-all. Which Jenner sister is Timothy Chalamet currently dating? I don't think I said the same name twice there when I was asking you guys the questions. You both said Kylie. That's correct.
The rich one. The rest are all
Is she?
broken rubbish.
Yeah, right.
They're
I'm
only
pretty
millionaires,
sure,
aren't they?
I think she's the richest one. I think she's had the most amount of work done, but by golly, it's good
Yeah,
work.
she's rich. She's a billionaire.
Okay, it's 3-all. And then in the NATO phonetic alphabet, what word represents the letter K? Nikki, you said
Kato, that was my German Shepherd's name.
Kato.
It's close.
That's wrong.
Yeah, I figured.
Lisa, you said kilo. That's right. You're smarter than Nikki, and you've just won $1,700.
The sisterhood.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Luttsy, you were talking about how you think flights are going to be grounded. Is that what's happening?
Well, that's what my Uber driver told me last night, but that could be BS. But I can't.
Uber drivers
Well, they're not
know
going to be able to
everything.
land.
I can't see how the airport's going to work if it's
No.
as bad as we're telling everyone it's going to be at the moment.
We don't want another Delta Airlines scenario where there's a
No, we
plane
do not
landing on
want
its
that.
head.
No, thank you.
No. Well, it just made me think
They'll be
that
cancelled for sure. They have to.
the amount of times that I've missed a flight for some reason or another, it reminded me of when we went to Europe in 2023. We were in the UK and it had been raining for 6 weeks straight, and we just went, stuff this, let's go to Greece. So we flew to Paxos, which is, I think it's just off the Albanian coast, but it's still considered a Greek island. And anyway, we had a great time. Actually, no, we got COVID and Teddy actually redecorated
Oh, this sounds like the
everything.
worst trip of all time. You were in England for 6 weeks and it rained
And
every day
kept-
for 6 weeks.
Yes.
And then someone got
sounds
diarrhea.
like the worst trip ever.
And we flew to Greece because we knew we'd be able to get accommodation because everything was on fire. Remember when all the islands were on fire because of the heat wave? And we're like, oh, we'll be able to get a comm now. Let's just
So
go.
you're one of those families that jumps towards it.
Yeah, towards the flames.
Disaster.
Well, like we're
You're
Australians.
like the first responder of
They're like, "Oh,
holiday
be
the
goals.
quiet."
accommodation
So we're
might
like,
be
"Hold
cheap
my
because
beer."
they've just had fires rip through the whole city.
Yeah, well, to be fair, yes, that was our thinking.
It'll be dry.
So it was for a bit, but then we got the biggest storm ever. But then we met all these people on the island, a whole bunch of expats, and we got on with them. We had parties with them and all of that. And then anyway, the day we were leaving, we're down at the harbour to catch our ferry to go and get a flight from Corfu, and that they wouldn't let us board. No one was allowed to board this bloody ferry. And we didn't know what was going on because we don't speak Greek. And there was chaos. And then Jeremy's text one of our mates who are they know everyone on the island. She said, oh, yeah, something's gone down. And so they've grounded everyone on the island. Then all the feds start pulling up
Oh, it was a crime.
on
was
the
it?
boat. What happened was we got a text from our friend going, oh, yeah, our other friends that we were at dinner with last night, you know how we left the restaurant? And we're like, yeah, in the main square. Yeah, just after you left, there was a mafia hit in front of the restaurant. And they had to
Like
they were
proper
first
hit.
on scene. Yeah, we shot 5 times in the main square on this island, and they were dealing with all of that, but they hadn't caught the culprit yet. So they'd grounded the island. Anyway, Jeremy being Jeremy and refusing to miss a flight, he started haggling with all these dudes with their little rib boats, these little Greek guys with rib boats. And we ended up jumping on some tiny little blow-up thing with a guy called Christoph. Mm-hmm. And I had to hold all the suitcases down, and a big storm had come through too. So we're like fanging through these massive waves. My suitcases are bouncing up around my head. But anyway, we made it to the airport.
Got off.
We did just make our flight. But yeah.
I feel like the mafia hitman just quickly probably would have found a way to get off the island as well.
No, they got him. He was stupid.
Oh, what an idiot.
Yeah. He
Even
booked a con with his credit card.
Come on.
Like,
That's not proper mafia stuff.
what a muppet.
What an idiot.
I was going to do a phone of them, but I
No,
don't
when
know.
have you been a part of a mafia hit squad?
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you break the
and,
law?
and you got away with it.
I'm sure you know some people. That's
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Throwback Throwdown!
Probably one of the best years of my life, I reckon.
Sydney Olympics.
I opened the Sydney Olympic ceremony.
Yeah, you were
Yeah, did
fantastic.
indeed.
I swung
You
in.
were fantastic.
How
on
old
my
were you then?
cables.
8?
Oh, I was pretty little, wasn't I?
Yeah, well, you should remember, I thought.
I should. And I had a perm and
You
a
sung
different
Strawberry Kisses.
surname.
Strawberry Kisses.
Oh, how good was that track? I was on fire.
Luttsy and I lived large
Yeah, we
at
lived
the
large
Sydney
in
2000 Olympics. We
You would have been in your prime.
that was a phenomenal.
What were you,
couple of weeks.
mid-20s?
Yeah,
Yeah,
something like that, I guess.
and we stayed on a 5-star luxury yacht
Stop it.
on Sydney Harbour.
Yeah, on Darling Harbour.
Darling Harbour,
Yeah, yeah.
there's the Opera House, there's the
It's pretty
Harbour
cool.
Bridge.
Oh, this is
We had
ridiculous.
an infinity pass. We could go wherever we wanted.
It's pretty cool.
And most importantly, we had this thing called T3.
Yes.
It meant that we had chauffeurs that drove us around.
Where were you at this point?
Like we had chauffeurs drive us from wherever we just call them up and say, "Can you come pick us up here?"
Technically, we didn't have access to them, but on the first day, I just hailed some Olympic-looking car and sort of showed my credentials, and he mistakenly, some 94-year-old volunteer let me in, gave me the phone number you could ring to get these Olympic family cars.
Stop.
And then I just became, I get how many cars we need? 8? Let's get 8 cars. And they'd come in like a bloody royal families visiting.
See, I feel like on this show we're
Island.
trading off you guys being relatable, and I feel like you just kind of undid all of that.
No, we were living
we're
large.
totally relatable.
We were
full of BS. We were grafting.
We went to that. What was the name of that place? The
Heineken House.
The Heineken House.
We weren't invited to that either. No, we were just pushing hard.
We were hustling.
We were hustling.
Yeah.
We were hustling.
I believe it.
What were you listening to, though?
Yes.
What have we got?
I
What
can't
are the
remember.
choices?
I was listening to U2. I'm not going to pick U2.
No.
But I'm
They
going
never rain.
I'm going to lock in early though.
Oh.
No, don't say yellow.
I'm going to say My Happiness Powderfinger.
Oh, he's going for
Okay.
it.
JC and the Sunshine Group.
Good song.
I don't want to. I want to go for one of the girls, but I've noticed that the girls never win on this, so I'm going to try and go for a winner today, and I'm going for Yellow by Coldplay.
Yeah.
This will
The danger here is that we're picking similar songs and we're going to split our strengths. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you don't think I should choose that one?
No, have you locked it in or not?
I haven't locked it in yet. I want to see what Ash does.
Mitch, I'm calling you. You're in.
He can come in whenever he wants.
Well, he technically can't come in till
I'm
third.
choosing between one of two.
Oh, don't
Excuse
get
me, I
emotional.
I do get emotional.
It was a big year for us, buddy.
I do get emotional
Remember
when
that
I
time you
think of
came in one
this.
saw you thought I'd kill someone?
Kylie.
Yep.
She's probably my third choice. This video, though, is one of the all-time great videos. This is Kylie. This is the gold pants.
It
you
is,
know what
yeah.
I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
If you know, you know. This is. But I like. I'm tossing up between Britney. This was.
Oh, yeah.
Oops,
This was
I
her
didn't
first
win.
one. This was. Come on.
Yeah.
This is a good song. You like this, Alicia? You'd vote for this, Alicia?
Yeah, of course.
Come on.
And it's-
I'm locking this in.
Oh, he's done
Give me
it.
Britney.
And by the way, good on you too, because International Women's Day, I would have thought Nikki would have gone with a woman given it's International Women's Day this week. I know she went for Coldplay
Yeah,
Yellow.
but funnily enough, a cyclone called Alfred,
She went
a
Coldplay
dude,
Vanilla
is coming
on us.
to ruin
And it was all
International
vanilla.
Women's Day.
Well, I just thought you would have picked a woman. Perfect opportunity. But anyway, I actually saved the day.
Well, it
thank
is
God.
International
It is
Women's
actually
Women's
Day,
Week,
I'm
isn't
just
it?
saying, yes.
Yes.
Week.
Thank
Oh,
you.
when isn't
Week.
it?
No, it's the
I
day.
think.
It's Saturday. It's when Alfred comes and ruins it all. All the functions I was meant to go to
No,
are all
dear.
over thanks to a dude.
Good on you, Alfie.
Yeah, good on you, Alfie.
What do you got, Mitch? What are you going?
Oh, you want me? Me. You know what? I was toying with.
No.
getting a thumbs up from the boys. But it's on every second reel, a little bit of Creed. But I think I might go after it was a big song last year with some NSYNC. After Deadpool and Wolverine.
So you're going this?
I think I'm going to lock it in.
Okay, we can lock that in fourth.
How dare you?
Oh, that is not going to break.
Good. You never know.
Oh,
So who's
man.
left?
Come on,
It's
Nikki.
me.
Come on.
I was going to go
Tato won.
yellow,
Come
but
on.
no bugger. Oh, shush. You were giving me the
News time.
upsies.
Hurry up.
quick.
Teenage Dirtbag, inspired by Luttsy. There we go.
Good song.
That was the other thing I was tossing up between Brittany and this
Come
one.
on. If that outrates NSYNC, bye.
Oh, come on, mate.
Come on,
Look,
guys.
I reckon Brittany's a fair chance.
No, fair chin.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Shenton Park or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
Have you experienced any panic buying in your local supermarket?
I must say the Sunshine Coast, they've got their wits about them. It's all fine, and credit to the supermarkets. They've kept everything stocked. And I know that they've bent rules for the supermarkets to be able to stock all throughout the night.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had no trouble. I know, Mitch, you were on the hunt
I wasn't
for
even
something.
looking.
What are you
Mitch
chasing?
panic buyed. He went out. He was one of the panic
He's one of the
buyers.
worst.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
always are too.
He raided the whole of, was it a Woolies or a Coles?
That was a Woolies.
Of all their Red Bull.
Yeah. Give it to me. I can't.
Really?
I couldn't buy water, so I might just give me energy drinks.
You know, you can't
Basically
keep
the
a
same.
generator going on Red Bull.
Not with that
And
attitude.
don't give your
Exactly.
4 children
Give you
Red
wings.
Bull.
I mean, why would
don't
you give
do
you
that.
power?
Imagine having 4 children locked in for a few days and you just plying them full
Red
of
Bull.
Red Bull.
That's an experiment.
No, that Red Bull will be
Film
finished.
it.
They'll bust the windows from inside out.
Yeah.
Potentially.
We go crazy.
Yeah, you still got to stay hydrated.
Yeah.
In some way.
Do the
If
right thing.
that's all that was
What
left.
about you, Lutz? Without Uber Eats, how are you going to survive?
It's a very good point.
Have you actually thought
That's
about
a very good point,
Have
actually.
you actually thought of shopping and maybe
bought
buying a tea
I
towel?
bought a 6-pack of 4 and 20s the other day, but that's frozen, so I've got to
But
still
what if
cook
the
the damn
microwave
things.
doesn't work? You need stuff. If you've got gas,
I got
you
gas.
need something that you can cook with gas.
Get a couple of steaks.
I'll be right.
Yeah, just get some steak.
Yeah, that, you know what? Like,
I got whiskey.
That's completely my attitude too. Is it'll be right.
It'll be fine.
It'll be
Just,
fine.
there's enough. I've got
Although
a lot, you know.
the electricity deal, like, would be
That
interesting.
concerns me.
Yeah, I don't know that I've gone without electricity for. Like I can remember as a kid up in Harvey Bay, you'd cop it and you'd be like, you know, a couple of hours, like that was candles and all the rest of it. I don't know that I've ever gone a sustained period without electricity. Even those storms we had on the Gold Coast, we were lucky enough that we didn't lose power there. I know plenty of people did.
What do you do with the fridge?
Just don't open it until absolutely necessary,
We're
and
thinking
keep freeze all your meats.
The deep
basically.
freeze. What about if it goes too?
Yeah, well, there goes all your bait for the next 6 months, Ash. And then you got to
Oh,
clean it out again.
yeah.
You'll be up to your elbows
just
in
did that.
fish guts.
Yeah.
I know. Yuck.
Good reminder. I don't keep a lot of bait like Ash. I've got one little thing in the freezer. It would be something I would forget about. Yeah. We're thinking about gaffer taping the fridge shut, though. So the
just-
kids don't go and open it.
Yeah, well, that's the problem when you got kids. Some kids going to open and wreck
And
the
they
whole
go and
thing.
stand there for like 5 minutes trying to work out what flavour super duper they're going to have. Meanwhile, there goes all your meals for the next 5 days.
It's pretty brutal. Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Children,
Surely
who'd
it
have
doesn't
it?
come to that.
No, it won't come to that. We're just looking at worst case scenario. We're just making sure everyone's prepared, just in case. You know, it may be just one little area where a tree falls over a power line and they're out, and so we're speaking on their behalf. I think Queensland are pretty match fit for this sort of thing.
What are you doing with that whole hydroponics setup you got in your basement, Ash? Oh, shit.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Be a busy week for all the weather people out there. This is the moment.
For them to shine.
This is it. And Josh Holt does a great job. We've seen him, Channel 10 meteorologist, and is joining us now. Good morning, Josh.
Joshua.
Good morning, crew.
Good morning.
What is the
Hey,
what
buddy.
is the latest, mate? When are we expecting it to hit and where?
Yeah, well, it's all still going to plan. We saw Alfred do that U-turn yesterday. It's now headed back west towards the southeast Queensland coast. Now, there hasn't been a huge change overnight. it looks like the system is going to cross the coast fairly close to areas of Brisbane. Now, I just want to make it really clear that these systems can also change their path.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah,
so we have that area which extends all the way from Double Island Point down to Grafton in New South Wales. But at this stage, it certainly does look like the system will cross the coast as a Category 2. So you're talking about possible wind speeds up around about 160 kilometres per hour. So obviously in the destructive category, that's very strong indeed, strong enough to bring down trees, power lines, things like that, cause damage to homes and properties. Today is the day. So everyone should be hammer and tongs, getting everything set up at home, tied down and prepared.
So things like wheelie bins and that, you have to drag them all into shelter and like what?
Yeah.
Furniture, outdoor furniture.
Outdoor furniture, not just cushions. Bring in the...
You make a really good point because usually we see these systems in North Queensland, right? So the locals there are very used to them. They know what to do, etc. like that. You know, this is very rare to see a tropical cyclone this far south. Of course, it was 1974 Tropical Cyclone Zoe the last time. So this might be a little bit foreign to some people, but yeah, you're exactly right. Will the wheelie bins in, tie down any loose items around your home that could get airborne, like projectiles, things like that. And also prepare for really heavy rain. I think actually, personally, this is one of the biggest risks with this system. These tropical systems hold so much moisture, can produce very heavy rain in short periods of time. So we're urging everyone to stay safe and just bear in mind that heavy rain will really unleash over the next few days across the southeast.
Is it true that when it does cross, and I get that you can't be specific, you can't say it's coming in here because it's a cyclone, it could change course. But once it does hit land and it's no longer being able to draw the heat off the water, does it run out of fuel from that point on? Like it won't get stronger when it hits land. It will get weaker.
Correct. So a tropical cyclone feeds off the ocean. That's its fuel source. It needs sea surface temperatures of 26.5 degrees or higher to develop and maintain its strength. So the waters actually off southeast Queensland are warm enough at the moment to support that. And that's why we're seeing the system being able to survive this far south. But you're right, once it crosses the coast, it immediately loses that fuel source. So it will start to weaken. Now, I want to stress, this is really, really important, when cyclones make landfall, it doesn't mean they're not a threat anymore, because ex-tropical cyclones or even tropical depressions can be still just as dangerous. Look what happened in Cyclone Jasper just over a year ago in North Queensland. That was an ex-tropical cyclone that just stalled over Cairns, and look at the amount of rainfall that they got in that period of time, and it caught everyone off guard. So the real danger is if these systems stall over one area, so that can be really dangerous as well. So even if it cross the coast and everyone says, yep, it's made landfall now, that doesn't mean it's safe to go outside. So you just need to be a little bit careful in regards to that.
Because I remember in 22 in the floods, the system just kept staying above us. It wouldn't bugger off. It would not move. And that lasted for a month. Now, this can't last for a month, can it?
No, it won't last for a month. It's just over the next few days. You just got to be vigilant. Once it makes landfall, which, look, at this stage, I'm just looking at the latest timing. It does look like,
it's
still going to be tomorrow.
Thursday, is it, or?
Yeah,
I hope that it doesn't cross, Josh, like right as it coincides with that high tide.
Which is midnight, isn't it?
Well, I've checked the Gold Coast. It's midnight sort of on the Gold Coast. So, I mean, geez,
that's right.
If you get it crossing at the same time as that, that's going to do great erosion.
Yeah, that's right. I had a look at the high tides. It was, from memory, it was 1 o'clock, I think, the Gold Coast on Thursday in the afternoon. And then, obviously, it'll be very late at night. Yeah. It does look, I'm just looking at the latest tracks, actually, and it does look like it has slowed up a little bit, which means, look, this is going to change dramatically again over the next 24 hours, because what cyclones can do is they get towards the coast, they can do sort of little S-bend manoeuvres, if you get my drift. Yeah. So if they do sort of like go sort of, up and down or left and right, it slows them up. Yeah, if they go directly towards the coast, it'll come in quicker. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So the timing of when exactly it crosses the coast may change up a little bit.
Is there no chance that it'll just stay off the coast? It's coming.
No, it's coming. The models have been they were hopeless last week, agreeing about what Alfred was going to do. But this week, with the turnaround coming back towards the coast, there has been that constant consensus right through this week. So I'm very, very, very confident that it is going to cross the southeast coast of Queensland, close to the northeast coast of New South Wales as well. Obviously having a big impact there too, south of the border.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm thinking of Lismore as well. God,
Yeah.
they're copped, and I hope that they get out of this unscathed. But
And remember, cyclones spin in a clockwise formation. So when you've got the eye, it's the southern side of the low on the east coast where you'll see the most severe conditions. So the strongest winds and the heaviest rain. So that rain band, or those rain bands that shear off the eye of the cyclone, will be whipping down and across parts of the Gold Coast and in particular northeast New South Wales. So I'm expecting flooding across that region south of the border as well.
all right, mate. Great coverage. Good talking to you.
Thank you very
We'll
much.
stay in touch.
Thanks,
and
Josh.
keep everyone up to date. Thanks, Josh.
Cheers, mate.
Sounds good.
Josh
Thank you.
Holt,
Bye.
Channel 10 meteorologist.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Belmont or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.